Om Sadashivasamārambhām Shankaracharya-madhyamām Asmadacharya-paryantam Vande Guru-paramparam Shruti-smriti-purāṇānaṁ Ālayam Karuణālayam Namāmi Bhagavatpādam Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhāshya-kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha Samastajana-kalyāne niratam karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma-vidvaram. Hari Om. Salutations to all. So we saw in the morning about the root cause of sorrow being ignorance and the false identification with the body, mind, intellect, which we call as the adhyasa. The shloka number 277 that we read, we will chant that once again. Swatmanyeva sada sthitva mano nashyati yoginaha Vasanānaṁ kṣayaścātaha svādhyāsāpanayam kuru. So Vedant says here, Shankaracharya ji says, Sva-adhyāsāpanayam kuru. The purpose why we have come here in this human form is to destroy this, negate this adhyasa. And it is swa-adhyasa. It is my own false identification and my own departure from truth, where I have forgotten who am I. So I have to put in that effort to remove that. Nobody else can do it for me. Now how to do that? So vasanānaṁ kṣayaścātaha. The direct means to realization is knowledge. Direct means is what? Knowledge. And the preparatory means is that is karma yoga, upasana. These are preparatory means. Karma yoga I have to do to purify the mind. What is karma yoga? Karma yoga is dedicating actions to Bhagavan. The karma which unites me with the divine is called karma yoga. So, when we understand this, karma yoga, so we generally give the equation, Karma yoga is equal to Ishwar Arpan Buddhi plus Nimitta Buddhi plus Prasada Buddhi. This is called Karma Yoga. Ishwar Arpan Bhav, that whatever I am doing it dedicating it to Bhagavan. This is to please Bhagavan. Bhagavan put me in this role as a father, mother, friend, brother, whatever is my role. I am doing my kartavya, dedicating it to Bhagavan. Ishwar Arpan Buddhi. And in that what is important is one feels it is not to boost my ego. Ishwar arpitam na ichchaya kritam. Not to boost my ego. I may do it for my family, I may do it for my company, I may do it for my country, and the highest I can do all this dedicating it to Bhagavan. Pundalik was serving his parents and Vitthal Bhagavan himself came to give him darshan. So, Ishwar Arpan Bhav. See, sometimes what happens, Ishwar Arpan Bhav is there, but it doesn't last for long. Our ahankar comes into play. So the seeker's alertness is that to remember this, I am doing this for Bhagwan all the time. Sadhak will do everything for Bhagwan. That's why in our daily life, it is integrated so beautifully by the rishis. When we wake up in the morning, what are we to do first thing? Is to remember Bhagwan. Gurudev used to chant Om 3 times loudly. So many Pratasmarana shlokas are there, which have been composed by great masters. On Ishtadevatas also they are there. Pratasmarami Bhava Bhitiharam Suresham Gangadharam Vrishabhavahanam Ambikesham. Like that, there are lots of verses on Shivji, on Ganeshji, on Durga, everybody. And on Nirgun Nirakar Brahman also. Pratasmarami Hridisam Sfuradatma Tattvam Satchit Sukham Paramaham Sagatim Turiyam Yat Swapna Jagara Sushuptam Avaiti Nityam Tad Brahma Nishkalamaham Nacha Bhuta Sanghaha. Swamiji, I chant it very nicely and again go back to sleep. Or for Balvihar children, etc., when we teach, but actually it's not meant only for Balvihar children. What do we chant? Karagre vasate Lakshmihi karamule Saraswati karamadhyetu Govindaha prabhate karadarshanam. But modern life, the shloka is what, Karagre vasate Twitter, karamule to Facebook, karamadhye to Instagram, prabhate phone darshanam. People have, first darshan is whose darshan? Phone. We have to remember Bhagwan. Our day begins with Bhagwan. Then we put the foot on the ground, we remember, what do we say? Samudra vasane devi parvatastana mandale Vishnu patni namastubhyam padasparsham kshamasvame. Take bath, Gange cha Yamune chaiva Godavari Saraswati. Bath is not supposed to be luxurious, aram se, 20 minutes. For a sadhak, what is the bath supposed to be? Bhagwan is in my heart and this is Abhishek happening on Bhagwan. What a nice feeling it is. Bhagwan is in my heart, I am doing Abhishek on Bhagwan. That is bath. Like that, when we eat food, Brahmarpanam Brahmahavihi, when we start working, anything, you can chant Karmanyavadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. When you put on a tube light, then what yesterday they were chanting repeatedly. Shubham karoti kalyanam arogyam dhana sampada shatru buddhi vinashaya deepa jyotir namostute. So full day, when we go to sleep, Karacharana kritam va, kayajam karmajam va, kayena vacha manasindriya va, full day remember Bhagwan. Then what will happen? Mind will become purified. So, Ishwar Arpana Buddhi, then Nimitta Bhav, Nimitta, Nimitta Bhav. Nimitta Bhav means, I am not the Karta, Bhagwan is the Karta. I am only an instrument. Even without us, work will happen. If you feel that you are here, what will happen to your family? Don't worry, they are very, very happy. Doubly happy because you are here. Bhagwan takes care of everybody. He is the Karta, he is the Bhokta. He told Arjun in the Gita, even if you don't fight Arjun, these people will be killed anyway. Rite pitvam na bhavanti sarve. Nimitta matram bhava savya sachin. You just be a nimitta, that's all. Each of us is a nimitta. World will go on even after us. World will go on even when we are not there in that situation. Each one's karma, they have come, they will exhaust. So I am only an instrument. I do my duty. I exhaust my vasanas. And when the result comes, what do I do? Prasada buddhi. Whatever comes, accept. How to respond to it is the free will Bhagwan gave. But whatever has come, I accept. So the equation is what? Ky is equal to IB plus NB plus PB. If you want to remember it, you can remember it more simplified. KY is equal to PINB cube. Prasada Buddhi, Ishwara Arpana Buddhi and Nimitta Buddhi. This is Karma Yoga. What will happen with this? Existing vasanas will get exhausted. Swamiji, even if I don't do this, existing vasanas will get exhausted. But it will not stop there. When existing vasanas will get exhausted, then what will happen? New vasanas will get generated. In Karma Yoga, what will happen? Existing vasanas will get exhausted. New vasana does not get generated. So what happens? That person's mind will become quieter. Because Gurudev always said, the greater the vasanas, more desires. More desire, then more thoughts and emotions. More thoughts and emotions, then more restlessness to act. So the person can't sit quietly. Mind will be very vikshipta, agitated, disturbed. Which is why if I want to steadily contemplate, Karma Yoga is a preparatory sadhana. In the Gita, the chapter for contemplation is which chapter? Number 6. Dhyana Yoga. Before that, Karma Yoga, 3rd chapter. Then Karma Sannyasa Yoga. Ajnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga. Then Karma Sannyasa Yoga. Then comes Dhyana Yoga. Why? Because until I don't purify the mind, I may want to do dhyan. Nothing will happen. Gurudev says we want to do meditation, but meditation only happens. Mind doesn't do meditation at all. He runs over here and there. So Karma Yoga is a preparatory sadhana. And Upasana also is very important. What is Upasana? Upasana literally means simple to sit near. Upa and Asana. But Upasana it means worship to cultivate single pointedness. The purpose of Upasana is single pointedness. And Upasana means Nikrishta Vastuni Utkrishta Buddhi. If I know this very clearly, this is the simple principle of Upasana. Nikrishta Vastuni Utkrishta Buddhi. What does that mean? In something which is very ordinary, I superimpose something very extraordinary. Piece of cloth, simple. I make the flag in piece of cloth. If we literally see it, it's only piece of cloth. But what am I superimposing? This is my country, honor of my country. For that, people will give up their lives, honor of the country. Same way, if I ask you, are Hindus Murti Pujaks? What will you say? Think. Are we Murti Pujaks? Initially also we are not Murti Pujak. If we were Murti Pujak, every single Murti, wherever you see, you'll do puja. If you go to buy in a shop, Ramji's Murti, let us say, will you start worshipping there? Are Murti Pujak hai? No. We are not Murti Pujak, we are Deva Pujak, please remember. We worship the Devata in the Murti, which has been invoked. And Murti literally means what? That which is manifest. Murti, this Murta word means manifest, and Amurta means unmanifest. So Murti is the manifestation of that infinite truth which is the unmanifest. So I am worshipping that infinite unmanifest truth only. In a manifest form, that's all. But when we don't know that, people make us feel, ये सब मूर्ति पूजक है, these are idol worshippers, these are primitive people, पत्थर को पूजते हैं ये लोग, and then we also feel bad. But we never worship the patthar only, we worship Bhagwan who is in manifest, prana pratishtha is done there, we invoke. So the point is, if we understand that, then we choose one form of Bhagavan. That becomes our Ishta Rupa. And that is what we call as Sagun Sakar Upasana. If somebody doesn't want form and quality, Sakar means form and Sagun means with qualities. If you don't want Sagun Sakar, if the mind is so subtle, why do we need Sagun Sakar? Because our mind thinks only in terms of picture and qualities. It needs name and form, and that needs qualities. So our mind thinks in that term. If the mind is subtle enough and I can focus only on sound, then what I can do? I can do Sagun Nirakar Upasana. And what is Sagun Nirakar Upasana? Om. Om is actually sound symbol. There is no form of Om. From whatever little I know, Omkar doesn't have a Rupa at all. In the Shastra, Omkar's Rupa is not given. It is Shabda Upasana, Nada Upasana. One listens, Ekaksharam Brahma it is. Single syllable. Sound symbol it is. So one doesn't need a picture actually. If I am using a picture of Om, then I am doing already Sagun Sakar Upasana only. I just need to focus on the sound and the mind must focus, that is the sound of the divine. If I am still subtler in my thinking, my mind is so pure enough, then I can also do Nirgun Nirakar. All the three forms of Upasana are available. I should choose one as per my adhikara. If I do this, then Karma Yoga will destroy Mala, the 6 impurities of the mind. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. These 6 impurities will be destroyed by Karma Yoga. Upasana will destroy Vikshepa, which is wandering of the mind. So, Mala is impurities, 6 impurities, and Vikshepa is wandering of the mind. This Karma Yoga and Upasana will destroy Mala and Vikshepa. That is called preparation for listening to Brahmajnana. If this is not done, I may listen to Vedant, I may intellectually understand some things also, but I will not still feel the joy. I will not feel that, yes, I am Brahman. So these two are very important. So when he says Vasananam Kshayas Chataha, when Vasanas reduce, then the mind becomes purer. Through Karma Yoga and Upasana, I am reducing the Vasana pressure. We are so much, concerned about BP, blood pressure. But we are not concerned about VP, Vasana pressure. Vasana pressure is, we came here to exhaust Vasanas, but in that process of exhausting Vasana, what I am doing? Collecting more and more and more. Which is sowing seed for what? Future Janmas. So Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam. See, BP will lead to the death of the body, maximum. BP problem, if it happens, what will happen? Heart attack, something happens, body died. But EP will lead to, Vasana pressure will lead to what? So many lives. VP and EP. EP is ego pressure. I must be careful of ego pressure and Vasana pressure. Both these will go by Karma Yoga and Upasana. So this preparatory means, this is Vasananam Kshayas Chata. Keep exhausting the Vasanas. How do I know, Swamiji, my Vasana is getting exhausted? How do I know I am making progress on the spiritual path? So 6th chapter of the Gita, Bhagavan says 3 things. He says, when the mind is not tempted by sense enjoyments, meaning one is not craving for them. If it comes, fine. If it doesn't come, doesn't matter. 5 days, if we don't give you any sweet, you don't even bother about it. अच्छा मिल गया तो ठीक है, खा लिया, नहीं मिला तो राम राम. Sometimes even if it is there in front, one doesn't feel like eating. One doesn't want sense enjoyment. Full, big, you go to some wedding because some function you have to go to, some vyavahar, and long, everywhere you see different types of buffet food is there. Somewhere somebody is making South Indian ready-made dosa and giving, somebody is making pasta, somebody is there making pani puri, somebody is giving Punjabi food, all this. But what do you go and do there? Simple dal chawal leke kha ke aa gaye. You don't have that craze. Earlier, no, we have gone, we must eat. Inki shaadi mein hum gaye hain. Big feast it is, all craving gone. Then the mind has become purified. Bhoga vasana is not there. So he says, yadahi na indriyartheshu. Second, na karmashu anushajyate. Not restless to work. If one is sitting for japa, one is sitting for meditation, nididhyasan, mind is able to be there. The mind is not thinking, I have to go there, I have to do this, I have to do that. Arey, to do this bada lamba hai. Aaj ke liye 3 mala nahi ho sakta, आधी माला कर देंगे, बस है, भगवान जी समझ लेना. No such restlessness. Aram se one is able to do 3 malas. Work is there. In time one will finish the work. Inside restlessness is not there. And third, no fanciful imaginations. Yada hinendriyartheshu na karmashu anushajyate sarva sankalpa sannyasi. One has renounced fanciful imagination. Fanciful imagination meaning sitting and brooding. When I go to this place, we have a vacation, we are going to enjoy, we are going to eat this, we are going to travel there, we are going to see this. Imagination of the mind where one is superimposing happiness. And the mind is brooding on that only. It can be about person. Oh, I am going to meet such and such person. After so long, it will be so nice. We will spend such time together. Mind imagines. So it doesn't mean that one should never plan any of this. See, planning one can do, but this brooding, fanciful imagination. Now for this camp, planning would have been done or not. Otherwise you won't land up here. Each of you would have had to plan and take some time out and then decide, okay, which flight to book, what to do, how to travel, where to come, what. All that one has done. That is simple planning. That is not a problem. But this fanciful imagination, that bhoga vritti which is there, that makes a person brood more and more and makes a person extrovert. That one stops. Why? Because one understood that one has seen enough and more in the world, it is not there. It is my true self. So these three, when they happen, that means vasanakshaya is happening. Steadiness in contemplation will happen. So he says, vasananam kshayaschataha. Then with such a pure mind, what to do? Svatmani eva sada sthitva. Contemplate, I am infinite consciousness. My nature is Satchidanand. Svatmani eva. Our goal is what? Is to realize the self. Our goal is not thoughtlessness. Please remember. Many people think our goal is thoughtless. What do you want to achieve in meditation? I should become thoughtless. Shunya. Shunya meditation I am doing. You want to become thoughtless? Meet me after the class. 1 I will give. In a second you will become thoughtless. 1 second, bas. To become thoughtless, it doesn't require so much of effort. Every night in deep sleep I am becoming thoughtless or not? Does it transform me? No. Yes, thought pressure when it reduces, it becomes easy to turn within. All that is acceptable. But the goal is not thoughtlessness. What is goal? Svatmani eva sada sthitva. The goal is to abide as the self. Sthitva means to abide. It is not a glimpse. Swamiji, I got a glimpse of Brahman. Today morning in meditation, I visited Brahman. I got a glimpse. This is Brahman. It is not some experience. I saw light, Swamiji. I think Brahman is very bright. White color is Brahman. I can tell you now. white color, yellow color, blue color. No, it is not like that, some experience of the mind. It is not some extraordinary, some siddhi. Swatmani eva sada sthitva. It is to realize who I am. In the Bhagavatam, that is the definition of mukti. Mukti hitva anyatha rupam swarupena vyavasthiti. To be established in the self, abide in the self. That is what we call as Atmanishtha. Simple way in which Tattva Bodh explains it is what? Just like today, effortlessly we are aware that I am a man or a woman. Does anybody have to meditate? Get up in the morning and meditate. What? I am a man. 15 times I should meditate, then I remember, Acha, I am a man. Otherwise I get confused, Swamiji, I don't know who I am. Now today I can't even say this because people really have confusion about their identity. ऐसे ऐसे विचित्र लोग हैं, बाप रे. एंड आउटसाइड वर्ल्ड तो जो कुछ ज़्यादा ही है. कोई कुत्ता बन रहा है, कोई कुछ बन रहा है. बोला आई एम अ डॉग टुडे. व्हाई आर यू टॉकिंग टू मी लाइक ए कॉन्डेसेंडिंग ह्यूमन बीइंग? One fellow, he was in the classroom and he was barking. So the teacher said, why are you barking? So he didn't even speak. He wrote, he said, I am a dog today. Today I identify as a dog, not I am a dog. Sorry, my mistake. I identify as a dog. Please talk to me by barking only. अब ये सब विचित्र हो रहा है. So we can't even give that example today, but the point is how effortlessly we feel today कि I am a man, I am a human. That effortlessly one will come to realize that my nature is Sachidananda Swarup Atma. That is called Atmanishtha. So that is Swatmani eva sada sthitva. Again and again the mind has to contemplate, which is what the Gita says, yato yato nischarati manaschanchalam asthiram tatastato niyamyaitad atmani eva vasham nayet. Bring it back to the Atma. This is nididhyasan. Earlier what one is doing is japa, this upasana, no? This is at this upasana level when we do, then that is japa. When we say this ishtarupa, then mind wanders, you bring it back to form of Bhagwan. Mind wanders, you bring it to the sound of Om. Mind wanders, you bring it back to some mantra. That is preparation in single pointedness. Once one does that, then nididhyasan is you contemplate Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham and lift the mind to that state. I am that infinite consciousness, I am not this body, mind, intellect. That Swatmani eva sada sthitva. This repeated negation, contemplation is 2 steps. More about it I will take in the verses that come ahead. Negation of the not self and assertion of the self. That is called as contemplation. So in the Nirvana Shatkam also you have 3 lines of negation and 1 line of assertion. So many compositions like that. Dasha Shloki is there, Nirvana Shatkam is there, Brahma Jnanavali is there. So many such beautiful compositions. Upanishad mantras are there. What will they help me to do? Contemplate so that I destroy the anatma vasana and I abide in the self. So please remember, our goal is not to become thoughtless, not to become shunya. That is nothing to do. What will we do with that? Our goal is to realize my nature is Brahman. Swatmani eva sada sthitva. And what will happen with that? Mano nashyati yoginaha. Mano nasha will happen. Mano nasha meaning the false identification that I am the BMI, that will get destroyed. Don't think mind will get destroyed. Jivan Mukta also has a mind or not? Gurudev had a mind, Shankaracharya had a mind, but they know very clearly that they are not the mind. Like how this is an iPad, this is the table, this is the glass. Now I know clearly, you know clearly. Do you think you are the glass? No. You have a glass. You have a pen, you have a book. Same way, there's a mind, there's a body. Equipment is there. It's prarabdha, it will go on. But I am not that. That is called manonasha. So now, having seen this first verse, Shankaracharya says, Swadhyasapana kuru. Now, how to move ahead in this path? One aspect is to understand the three gunas. So the second shloka here, 278, we will see that today. Tamodvabhyam rajas sattvat sattvam shuddhena nashyati tasmat sattvam avashtabhya swadhyasapanayam kuru. So how to destroy this swadhyasa? So three gunas are there. Tamodvabhyam rajas sattvat. So what are first of all, what are three gunas? Sattva, rajas, tamas. Now you first tell me, are these gunas required in life or not required in life? They are required? But we are supposed to rise above the gunas, no? Very good. So move from tamas to rajas to sattva, then go beyond. So if I have gone beyond, then I don't need the gunas, right? We still need in the Vyavaharika world. So gunas have two factors. One is the necessary factor and one is the binding factor. Okay. आपने वो ग्रुप डिस्कशन के क्वेश्चन दिए हैं क्या? नहीं दिए ना? सो वो अभी अब चेंज कर देंगे हम. हाँ. So tell me, what is the necessary aspect of tamas? Very good. Tamas is required for sleep. Without tamas, sleep will not come. Tamas is required in the world outside also. Srishti will go into pralay only then. What is the binding factor of tamas? One major binding factor of tamas. If you have to point one, the most important binding factor of tamas is avidya. Who said? Avidya. Ignorance is the binding factor of tamas. Most important binding factor. Then of course the expressions of that will be laziness, lethargy, carelessness, heedlessness, all that. But major binding factor is ignorance. Rajoguna is required for what? Activity, dynamism. Rajoguna is required. And what is the binding factor of Rajoguna? Agitation is the result of that binding factor. Confusion is the result. Not desire. Not vasana. Not shadripu. Sukha dukha is the result. Not ego. Not desire. Incompleteness, no. अब जितने भी वर्ड्स है उससे बोल दो. उसमें वो वर्ड नहीं है. वो जो इग्नोरेंस साइकिल जो आपने देखा ना, उसमें वो वर्ड है ही नहीं. But it is hidden in that, but it is not there explicitly. Attachment, not moha. Moha is delusion. Attachment means raga. If you see 14th chapter of the Gita, what does Bhagavan say in that? Rajo ragatmakam vidhi trishna sanga samudbhavam tannibadhnati kaunteya karma sangena dehinam. Rajoguna will bind because of the attachment. Now what happens is, some people think somebody is dynamic, so he to bahut rajasic hai. Arey, just because that person is dynamic doesn't make that person rajasic. If the dynamism is out of restlessness and attachment, then that is rajasic. Otherwise, people like Gurudev, Shankaracharya ji, all of them so dynamic. Are they rajasic? No. They are gunatita, jivan mukta only. So we should remember this, that main binding factor of Rajoguna is attachment, which means aversion also. Attachment and aversion go together. Rajo ragatmakam vidhi. And that Rajoguna is what binds. What made Arjun deluded was his attachment to Bhishma and Drona. When the moment that attachment is there, it will bind by eclipsing my clarity. Dhritarashtra, why did he allow the whole war to happen? Attachment to his son. Every character in Mahabharata shows some or the other attachment has led to their sorrow or downfall. Except Krishna Bhagwan and Vidur. Everybody else has some or the other attachment. Think about it. Dronacharya attached to the son. Bhishma attached to his oath. Yudhishthira attached to dharma. Karna attached to his victimization of the past. Everybody attached to something or the other. And that leads to their downfall. So, attachment will bind. And the beauty of this is, the more I get detached, the more dynamic I can get. And the more silent also I can get. That is the beautiful aspect. How much dynamic Gurudev was, that much silent also he was, because there is no attachment in the mind. Dynamism outside is born from stillness inside. That is because the mind is free from attachment. Now coming to Sattva, what is the necessary aspect of Sattva? The main quality of Sattva is what? Knowledge, clarity, purity, knowledge. And what is the binding aspect of Sattva? Not moksha. Moksha binding aspect hota fir to. So, sukha sangena badhanati jnana sangena chanaga. So, it will bind by attachment to knowledge. Sometimes people become very rigid in their thinking. My way or highway. My knowledge, what I am thinking only is the right thing. Sometimes the ego of knowledge also will come. Jnana Ahankar also will come. I am only right. So, these are the binding factors. Now, all the three, Gurudev gives a very, very nice example. We'll see a very nice video of Gurudev and then we will proceed.
Nobody in the world or living being who has not got the gunas. All the three gunas are in everyone. A professional murderer and a wretched man, evil-minded man, even he has got sattvic moods. Even the greatest saint and sage has moments of tamas and rajas. All the three put together is called the human personality. Never can there be only one. Coffee means three things: decoction, milk, and sugar. Three things mixed together is normal coffee, not American coffee. American coffee is anything they put there, some black powder, and keep on burning, boiling till evening and take it a little. What are you doing? Coffee. That is the tragedy of this country. Never mind. The real coffee is made artistically by mixing these three and then you take coffee. Now, right. Now, even though this coffee contains only three things, if you on a Saturday or Sunday visit 4 or 5 friends, Hindu friends, Indian friends, when you visit, whatever be the time or the day, they will not allow you to go out without coffee. Come on, let us have a little coffee. No, I don't want it. I just now had, never mind. I just now had food. Good. Digestion, coffee is good. No, I have just now go and take food. Very good. Is a appetizer. You won't be allowed to go without taking coffee. You go in 4 or 5 places, take coffee. Every coffee contains the 3. But no 2 coffees are the same. Thai. Go to a South Indian coffee. Man, the coffee is coffee. But it is all decoction. Milk pot and sugar pot have been brought around it, not inside it. That is called the South Indian coffee. Gujarati, go there. Ayya. The sugar dabba when you are putting, it just gone fall. Sugar, oh sugar. Punjabi coffee. A cup or glass of milk and 1 drop of coffee, one end, and sugar. And that coffee, they won't shake it because it will spread. And then take that milk only. Coffee is only a witness that I am here. Meaning, the proportion of one to the other give different tastes. In the same way, these 3 gunas are in every one of you. But the preponderance of one over the other gives the various tastes, the various performances, various perfume of your personality. Now let us have some music.
How many of you have heard Gurudev? YouTube, but lift the hand. I just want to know. YouTube, have you heard him? Okay. How many have heard Gurudev directly? Anybody? In his talk or anything? Not. Okay. So, 3 gunas. And how Gurudev said, everybody has these 3 gunas. Nobody will be free from them. Now, for this Sattva guna, for this contemplation, which guna I require maximum? Sattva guna. So the shloka here says, Tamo dvabhyam. Tamas can be overcome by what? But here shloka is saying dvabhyam. I need both rajas and sattva. Why do I need sattva also? Because sattva is knowledge, tamas is ignorance. Tamoguna, one main quality is ignorance. So tamas is such that it sometimes doesn't even allow us to know I am in tamas. You think about it today, the simple practical example of that is what somebody going through depression doesn't even know I am going through depression. That is a very dangerous quality of tamoguna, that it doesn't even allow us to know that this is what is tamas. Laziness, etc., we are able to recognize, but some of these things we are not able to recognize. After some few months or sometimes years also. Many times one doesn't know one is going through what the psychiatrists today call chronic depression. Pata hi nahi. Tamoguna is like that. So that's why Sattva guna is required to know. Ki bhai, there is some problem here and I need to take some care for it. So tamas will go by activity as well as by clarity, that how to come out of it, why to come out of it, what is the harm of being in that. All that I need. So tamas will go by both rajas and sattva, which means I must have a goal, that is dynamism. If a person is tamasic, first thing to tell them is you have a goal, and that goal can be personal goal or impersonal, whatever motivates them. Don't try to tell them about impersonal goal, selfless service and all that. Tell them to have personal goal, because they need to see the benefit. Then only they will become active. Personal goal. And give them knowledge. That is Sattva guna. Give them the knowledge about what? Why they are going through what they are going through, what is the reason, how to overcome it, what is the benefit of it, all that. Knowledge and activity, combination is required. So, tamo dvabhyam. Then one comes to rajoguna. If rajoguna is activated, then rajas will go by what? Rajah sattvam. So he says rajah sattvat. Rajoguna will go by sattva, which means what? What we just now spoke. Karma, yoga. Because when I do only for I, me and mine, to the extent I have attachment and ego, to that extent I will have stress, worry, tension, anxiety, all that. But if I do it for Bhagwan, big projects one may have to execute, but quietly one will do. Why? This is my seva of Bhagwan. I want nothing out of it. I don't have to prove anything to anybody. Gurudev told us, na, maximum happiness to maximum people for maximum time. What is this? Loka Sangra, okay, but this line, what is the speciality of this line? Maximum happiness to maximum people for maximum time. Motto of Chinmaya mission. Yajna Bhavana, correct, but it is the motto of Chinmaya mission. Maximum happiness to maximum people for maximum time. That is what Gurudev gave us as the motto of Chinmaya mission. That serve with this bhavana. And hence, when we do that with dedication, projects may be big, 75th year of Chinmaya movement coming up next year. If we feel grateful that Gurudev has touched our life, transformed our life, and we want to serve, now the Hanuman Havan that you did today, did you enjoy? Did you see Hanumanji in that? If you invoke with bhavana, Bhagwan will manifest. Now imagine that where hundreds and thousands of people come together and do. You are having it in Kolkata. Which date? 4th January. 108 Havan Kunds. Imagine 108 Havan Kunds, 21 times chanting, so many people coming together, chanting Hanuman Chalisa. So nice. Do it with the bhavana of seva to Bhagwan. And the best part is the punya of this. Our Sanatan Dharma says samashti punya goes to everybody. So if 50 of us chanted Hanuman Chalisa today, the punya generated, suppose it's 1000 units into 50 is how much? 50,000. Everybody gets the punya of 50,000 units. It is not that you go with only your 1000 units of punya. No. Each one gets 50,000 ka punya. Imagine, that is samashti power. So the whole idea is through karma yoga, reduce the rajoguna. Right? And of course, rajoguna will also reduce when I start doing upasana, both. So tamo dvabhyam rajaha satvat. And then now sattva guna, how will it go? I became very sattvic, very quiet, contemplative. Then what will happen? Sattvam shuddhena nashyati. What is that shuddhena nashyati? Sattva will go when I let go of the false identification through the nididhyasana. In language of devotion, you say surrender, complete surrender of the ego. In language of knowledge, we say through steady contemplation, the mind becomes purest. And Gurudev always said, purest mind is no mind. It is Brahman. Purest mind is Brahman, which doesn't have any trace of ego. That is Brahman only. So through from tamas to rajas to sattva guna and to beyond. In the 14th chapter, Bhagavan gives beautifully how the three gunas they bind and how for a sadhak one should maximize sattva guna. In the 2nd chapter also Bhagavan tells Arjun, Nitya Sattvastha Bhava. Arjun, be established in sattva at all times. And then you will be able to transcend sattva guna and realize the self. So how to increase the sattva guna? Hamsa Gita gives 10 aspects. And these 10 aspects in detail, I will send you one document. You can read. I'm just going to list them down here. What are these 10 aspects? There's one shloka. Agamopa prajadesha kala karmacha janmacha dhyanam mantrota samskaraha dashaite guna hetavaha. These 10 will increase sattva guna. Guna there means sattva guna. Guna hetavaha. They will increase sattva guna. What are they? Agama. Agama literally means scripture, but in broad meaning it means whatever you are reading, consuming. What is the content you are consuming? If that is sattvic, mind will become sattvic. Apa. Apa means water, includes food also. What is the food and water I am taking? Is it sattvic? Predominantly. We never say ki don't touch rajasic, tamasic at all. Tamasic to one should avoid as much as one can. Remove it. But sometimes the mind wants rajoguna, rajasic food. Now you will experience after 5 days you will want. Because here will be only sattvic food. Tasty food but sattvic food. After some time the mind wants. You know, Shravan month, generally people avoid eating non-vegetarian food. As soon as Shravan month got over, the announcement the next day we saw, in Patna alone, 120 crores of non-vegetarian business they did. In one place only. Why? Because one full month they did not eat. So the moment that month got over, then attack. So the mind is like that. It wants. So food and water. The more sattvic the food is, the more sattvic the mind will become. Ahara shuddhau sattva shuddhi. Sattva there means mind. Mind will become purified. So agama, apa. Third is praja. Praja means what? Swamiji, my children, they are not sattvic. What can I do? No, praja means company. The company of people I keep, or sangha, what we mean as. What is the company of people I keep? Do I keep company of very sattvic people, or all the time rajasic and tamasic people? Then my mind will be influenced by that. Agama, apa, praja, desha means the place. Which are the places do I visit? Do I visit sattvic places like temples, ashrams, even places of learning, knowledge? Any exhibition is there where you can learn something new? So many beautiful museums are there. Knowledge. Or one goes to places which will create some type of rajoguna, tendency to compromise, one feels insecure. Or one goes to tamasic places where drink and fall somewhere. Where do I spend time? Agama, apa, praja, desha, kala means how do I utilize time? In the whole Srishti, there is a Kala Chakra, and our Sanatan Dharma says 24 hours are divided into 8 prayers of 3 hours each. So, morning 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock. Maximum which guna? Sattva guna. That is the time I should do all creative thinking, contemplation, dhyan, everything, sadhana, maximum. 6 onwards up to 3 o'clock, full of Rajoguna. Actually 6 onwards to 6 o'clock, full of Rajoguna it is. And so one should do all the dynamic activities during that time. Then 6 onwards to night 12 o'clock, maximum tamoguna. Slowly tamas will increase, it will reach the peak in the midnight, and by till the 3 o'clock it will come reduce again. So if one understands this, think about it, how much time is available for sattva guna? 3 hours. Predominant sattva guna in the environment is for 3 hours. Sometimes they will say sandhya kal also, evening time, sandhya vandan when one does before tamoguna starts, that time also. But otherwise 3 hours is available for sattva guna. And that is the time today what people are doing. They go to sleep only that time. Forget they are sleeping. They go to sleep at that time. Why? We want to explore the night life. Okay, explore. But when a sadhak comes, one wants to increase sattva guna, then I utilize. And for a sadhak, even that rajoguna time will become sattvic. That's the beauty. In the environment, sattva guna is not so high, but the attitude is what? Whatever karma I am doing is dedicated to Bhagwan. Then rajoguna is outside as though activity, but inside is sattva guna. Then that is how the sattva guna gets maximized. So agama, apa, prajadesha, kala, then karma. What are my actions and duties? Do I do them with sattvic attitude for Bhagwan, or do I do it with rajasic attitude for myself, or I don't do only, ignore? Then that is tamasic. Then janma. Janma means initiation. What are you initiated into? Are you initiated into sattvic things, or rajasic things, or tamasic things? People proudly initiate, college students proudly initiate each other into what? Drugs. Try, you should try. Arey wo nahi kar raha hai, but no, you will miss out something. That is tamasic initiation. People initiate others into some wrong habits also. Gambling and this and that. Some people into in stock trading. What is that? Quick buy and sell, fatafat, daily. And some will initiate into sattvic things also. Some nice music, some good hobby, some spiritual satsang, sadhana, all that. So what is my initiation? Is that sattvic or not? Kala karma cha janma cha. Dhyanam. Dhyanam literally means meditation or actually contemplation. But who is my Ishta Devata? As my Ishta Devata is, so will be my qualities. But Dhyanam also means what is my focus in life? What do I want to focus on? Do I want to focus on pleasure? Do I want to focus on money? I want to focus on ego, on power, or on surrender and realization. What is my focus? Dhyanam. Mantra. Mantra literally means a mantra which one does for japa. Again, sattvic, rajasic, tamasic mantras are there. Mantras where I use them to hurt and harm and destroy people, tamasic ones. Rajasic ones where I want power, pleasure, prestige, popularity, wealth, all that. And sattvic ones where I want to surrender to Bhagwan. And mantra also means what is my mission statement? What do I repeat to myself? What do I keep telling? I am a sadhak, my goal is self-realization, then that's a mantra going on in my mind. Or if my self-talk is, I am useless, I am worthless, मुझसे कुछ नहीं होने वाला, क्या कर लूँगी मैं? Then that is condemning oneself. So mantra is literally one mantra, and mantra also means the statement, what I keep talking to myself, the self-talk. Or in a company's case, it is a mission statement. For individual, you can also call it a self-talk. Our self-talk must be very positive. And last one is samskar. Samskar literally means impression. So one meaning of samskar is the sacramental rites. They are called samskar. Like how Garbhadhan, then Pumsavana, then Simanta Unnayana, all these, 16 samskars which we have, Vivaha. Each of them is a ritual which will bring divine intervention, impression on my mind. One can go and do one court marriage also. But when we do it with the Vedic Vidhi, samskars, invoke the Devata, chant the mantras, get the blessings, that has a different impact on the mind. So if these samskars are done, it will bring sattva guna. The purpose of the samskar is actually to increase sattva guna, all the 16 samskars. Now, this is how sattva will get stronger in my life. Then I can contemplate what was said, Svatmani eva sadasthitva, tasmat sattvam avashtabhya. That's what the shloka also says. Hence, be anchored in sattva guna. Slowly give up Rajo Guna and Tamo Guna, the binding aspects, and anchor only in Sattva Guna and Swadhyasa Apanayam Kuru. So do the Adhyasa Apanayanam through steady contemplation. So for today we will stop here. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.